Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into one of the big ones in security management, the Certified Protection Professional, the CPP certification. If you're looking to seriously level up your career, this deep dive is basically your shortcut to understanding this really globally recognized credential.
Exactly. And we've tailored this specifically for security professionals like you who are aiming higher, maybe looking for that international recognition or ready to step into those bigger leadership roles. We're going to cover, what it is, who's eligible, the exam itself, how best to study, and really importantly, what happens after you get certified, the benefits.
Right. So as we dig into our research here, the big question we're tackling is, what does it really take to become a certified protection professional? And maybe more importantly, what doors does it actually open for you in the real world? Our mission today is to pull out those key insights for you. Okay, so let's unpack the CPP thing first. What is it exactly? Who's behind it? Well, CPP stands for Certified Protection Professional. It's offered by ASIS International, which is, pretty much the leading global organization for security pros. And this isn't just some run-of-the-mill certificate. It's genuinely one of the most respected credentials in security management worldwide.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, I think, from looking at the sources is how the CPP sort of bridges that gap. It connects theoretical knowledge with practical, like battle-tested expertise. It's not just about what you know on paper. It's proof you can apply it in complex situations. Security risk management, investigations, emergency planning. It validates years of actual experience. That's a key difference, sets it apart.
And that translates into real opportunities, right? Our research shows it actively helps people land those high-level international jobs. It opens doors to leadership positions in major companies, and it even gives you the kind of credibility you'd need to start your own security consulting practice.
That's absolutely right. But it's crucial to be clear here, and the sources emphasize this. This is not an entry-level thing, not at all. It's designed for people who've already put in the time. We're talking typically between 7 and 9 years of overall security experience. It varies a bit based on your education. Like if you have a bachelor's degree, you need 7 years total, but at least 3 of those have to be specifically in a security management role. So it really backs up that significant experience you already have in, say, physical or corporate security.
Okay, so knowing what it is and what it offers, the next big question for anyone listening is probably, okay, can I actually get this? Am I eligible? The good news is our sources lay out the criteria pretty clearly. Think of this next part as your personal checklist.
Yeah, exactly. There are basically 3 main hurdles. First, experience, like we just mentioned. That's 7 to 9 years overall. And remember, if you've got a bachelor's, it's 7 years. But 3 of those must be in security management. And security management here means roles where you are making decisions, maybe handling budgets, leading teams, strategic planning, not just the day-to-day operations. Second, you've got to meet ASIS's professional conduct standards. That means passing a criminal background check. Critically, no felony convictions. That's a hard stop.
Right. So if you're listening and maybe thinking, not quite there yet on the experience, don't get discouraged. Our sources do mention options. You could strategically plan to meet the requirements over the next few years.
Sure.
Or maybe look into other ASIS certs first, like the PSP, that's the Physical Security Professional, or the PCI, the Professional Certified Investigator. They can be great stepping stones. Okay, so let's say you meet the criteria. You're ready. The next big challenge is the exam itself, the beast, as some call it. What does it actually involve? What are we looking at? Well, the basics are, it's a 200-question multiple-choice test, all computer-based, and you get 4 hours to complete it, which sounds like a lot, but the key thing our research stressed is that it's testing application, how you apply knowledge, how you think critically. It's not just about memorizing facts.
No, definitely not. And it's broken down very deliberately into 7 domains. Looking at the weighting tells you where to focus your energy. Physical security is huge. That's 25% of the exam.
Yeah.
Super heavy. Then you've got security principles and practices at 22%. So those two together are almost half the exam. After that, you have business principles and practices at 13%, investigations at 10%, personnel security is 8%, information security 7%, and crisis management at 15%. So yeah, definitely hit physical security and principles and practices hard, but you need that broad understanding across everything too.
With an exam like this, I hear the biggest mistake people make is trying to cram it all in at the last minute. That just doesn't fly with the CPP, does it? It needs a more professional, strategic approach. What do the sources suggest?
Absolutely. Cramming is a recipe for disaster here. Our research really points toward a structured, disciplined prep plan. It's about truly learning the concepts. Your starting point, your, holy book, should be the official CPP study guide from ASIS. Get that. Then definitely get involved with study groups online. Reddit, LinkedIn, the ASIS community forums, they're invaluable for bouncing ideas around, getting clarification. Flashcards are good old-fashioned tools, but they work for key terms. And practice exams are critical. Take them regularly to see where you stand and build confidence, timeline-wise. Our findings suggest aiming for 2 to 3 months of consistent, focused study. That seems to be the sweet spot. And crucially, focus on understanding. Understand threat analysis, risk mitigation, how policies are developed. Don't just memorize definitions. Oh, and a bonus tip that came up a lot. Don't even book the exam until you're consistently hitting 85% on those practice tests. That's your signal you're probably ready.
Okay, so after hearing about the eligibility, the tough exam, the study commitment, you might be wondering, is all this actually worth the effort? What's the payoff? What do our sources say about the ROI?
Yeah, that's the bottom line question, isn't it? And based on our analysis, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. The investment really pays off. Getting the CPP means you're joining this elite global community of security leaders. It's a powerful network, and it genuinely opens doors. We're talking opportunities with Fortune 500s, major defense contractors, government agencies, or, like you said earlier, it gives you serious credibility if you want to start your own consultancy. The data also points pretty clearly to a significant jump in market value and salary. People often see like 20–30% pay increases. It suggests organizations actively seek out and, frankly, are willing to pay more for people with this proven level of leadership and expertise. It can really fast-track you into roles like corporate security director, chief security officer, risk management leader, even high-level homeland security or executive protection roles. It definitely boosts your career trajectory.
Right. So let's assume you've done the hard work, you've prepared, you're scoring well on practice tests. What are the final practical steps? How do you actually get this thing?
Okay, the mechanics. First step is the application itself, which you do on the ASIS website. Budget for the fee, it's usually around $400, $500, typically a bit less if you're an ASIS member. Once your application is approved, you schedule your exam through Prometric. They have testing centers all over. Then comes exam day. The common advice from people who've passed is pretty straightforward. Get there early, try to stay calm, breathe, and manage your time carefully during that 4-hour window. Pace yourself.
And then, assuming all goes well, you pass, and you officially earn that glorious CPP title.
Exactly. A major achievement. But it doesn't stop there. And this raises an important point about keeping current in the field. To maintain your CPP certification, you need to earn 60 CPE credits. That's continuing professional education every 3 years. You can get these through things like attending trainings, webinars, industry conferences, even contributing through work or volunteering. It ensures you stay up to date.
So it's really clear the CPP isn't just a one-time test. It's a true badge of excellence, right? And an ongoing commitment to staying sharp in the security profession.
Absolutely. Pursuing the CPP and maintaining it signals you're part of that global league of top-tier security professionals. It really does enhance your credibility and your impact.
So thinking about everything we've discussed and looking ahead, here's something for you to consider. With global threats constantly changing, becoming more complex, how might the skills the CPP validates become even more critical for leadership roles in the next 10 years? And what new areas of security, maybe cyber-physical convergence, AI ethics, disinformation, might start getting integrated into the scope of what it means to be a certified protection professional? Definitely something to mull over as you think about your own career path and where a credential like the CPP could fit in.